Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marcy and I am here today to do an update. So just to get some of you caught up if you have not watched my previous video, in that video I was going over different herbs that I had just recently purchased to start trying to get my hormones balanced. I didn't know exactly what was going on, but I knew that it had to do something with my hormones. Google was like my best friend, so from looking up multiple things, that's something that was popping up, was like a hormone imbalance and things like that. So I took the liberty of jotting some things down to make sure I stay on track. I don't, ramble, whatever. So first things first. So last year, July 13, 2018 was my, in 2018 was my last official period. And that lasted a normal amount of time, 5 to 7 days. And, everything was cool. I had no worries. Then August came around. I didn't get a period. So, automatically when you miss your period, first thing that comes to mind is I'm pregnant. So I was like going bananas, buying pregnancy tests, the Dollar Tree pregnancy test, Dollar General, Family Dollar. I even bought a $7 pregnancy test at 7-Eleven because I was working there at the time. Spent a lot of money buying pregnancy tests from Publix, trying the Clear Blue, trying the EPT, trying the Publix brand. I literally spent like maybe $100 in 1 month of buying. Well, no, I'll say probably like $70. I spent like $70 on pregnancy tests. And all of them just kept coming back negative. Oh, and I also purchased, a fertility kit from Amazon, and it came with 10 pregnancy tests and then like 30 or 40 ovulation tests. I took all of those came back negative. So I wasted a lot of money. But this was the first time this has ever happened to me, outside of me actually being pregnant. I have a 6-year-old son right now, and one thing that helped me find out that I was pregnant was missing my period, and I found out very early on. So like at 5 weeks. So no period in August. September come around. On September 8th, I started spotting, but it never turned into a period. It was literally spotting, very little, small amount each day for 6 weeks. So I spotted from August 8th all the way until I believe the second week in October. Second or third week in October, whichever is 6 weeks from September 8th. November come around, no period. December, no period. In January, I started spotting for 5 days. Then it stopped. And then January 31st, I started spotting again for 12 days. March 5th, I started spotting. On March 7th, I had an appointment for an ultrasound, a transvaginal ultrasound, to check on my uterus, check my ovaries, check my fallopian tube, check everything out, make sure that, to see what was going on, basically, what was causing me to not have my menstrual cycle. So, after my ultrasound, I started bleeding really, really heavy. So I marked that as basically my first period since July 13th, because it was the only period where I actually had a flow, where it was coming out, but it was so more heavy than normal for the whole entire remaining 8 days. So basically for 8 days, I had a period that flowed the same way a second day period would flow for 8 days. So then I started birth control on March 17th, because by then my the spotting stopped, and the bleeding stopped on March 15th, and March 17th I started birth control. And in April I had a regular period on April 9th, and on this month, May 6th, I had a regular period. I had my follow-up for that sonogram on March 14th. So exactly 7 days after my sonogram, I had my follow-up to get the results and find out what was really going on with my body. So she tells me that I have PCOS, and PCOS is polycystic ovarian syndrome. And yes, that does involve hormonal imbalance, irregular menstrual cycles, facial hair, what else? Weight gain, and list of things basically. So basically I have a lot of cysts surrounding my ovaries, and from the cysts, I'm guessing that caused my hormone imbalance, which caused me to not get a period. I'm happy to find out what the problem was, because I was really stressing out, like to be used to something for, let me say, 13 years. So for 13 years, I had a cycle every single month except for when I had my son. No, that's a lie. After I had my son, I had got the next plant on, the implant that goes in your arm. I had that for a year. I didn't have a period for the whole year that I was on that. And then of course the 9 months that I was pregnant. But outside of that, I've had a period every single month. And for that to happen and to change and to experience these changes going on in my body, it wasn't a good feeling. It kind of made me, I don't want to say depressed, but have symptoms of depression from, for one, not knowing what was going on with my body, not knowing, just not knowing what was going on. Another thing was me feeling like, because for a while I felt like maybe I couldn't have any more kids. But this kind of like confirmed it for me. It's not that I can't, but it kind of put a small confirmation in my head, like, dang, maybe you really can't have any more. Like maybe that's it, like the one and done, like people say. But from what the doctor said is that with birth control, with me taking the pill, every month. That will regulate my period. Also, it could be a way of me getting pregnant if that's something that I wanted to do in the future. Basically, I would just have to skip a pill or whatever, or a few, I don't know. But I'm happy that I have my cycle back. I'm happy that I know what is going on. Not really too happy that there's probably really no cure for it, but having knowledge of what's going on with my body was very important for me. So yeah, that's about it. My next appointment, actually I had a follow-up ultrasound May 23rd, which was last week. I had a follow-up ultrasound, and I go June 20th to get the results from that. Excuse me. To get the results from that, she ordered me to do a second ultrasound, mainly because when I did the first ultrasound, my uterus, I guess, looked congested or looked really thick. The lining of my uterus was really thick. So she wanted to make sure that from me taking the birth control, or to see if from me taking the birth control, if that thickening went down, especially during a time where my period should not be coming on, or should not be on. My lining should not be that thick. So that is it. Another thing I noticed, like far as, I guess, symptoms now, I've been getting pimples. I've been getting bumps on my face, and that is literally something that I never really had to deal with. The closest thing I've had to that is just maybe one pimple around the time my period would come on. Another thing is, which is something that kind of became normal in the past year for me, around the time my cycle begins, like my mental state changes. Like, I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to talk. I don't want to hear any music. I don't feel like myself. And even though that's been something that I've been dealing with, like prior to this, like during this whole time, like me not getting a period and then me spotting and all of that, I didn't have to deal with that at all. So that was like a great break, even though it was a slightly stressful time. It was kind of a good break to be normal, to be able to be happy and like really be myself when I have those moments. And like I'm kind of dealing with one of those moments right now, because my cycle is due on Sunday or Monday, but like I just I don't feel like myself. Like, I really don't be feeling like myself. Like, it feels like a mild depression, just like the complete opposite of anxiety. Like, I just, like a whole emo mood, like really emo. And it's something that I didn't notice before, because I felt like that was just normally me. But once I went through that period of not having my cycle, not having to deal with that, I felt good, I felt good when it came to that, because I'm like, okay, I don't have to deal with the ups and the downs. And now that I'm on birth control, it's balancing my hormones. So I get, this is the norm for me, is to go through this. And I don't know. Like, I'm not the type of person that want to take medication for things. I don't want to I don't want to take the medicinal route. Like, I'm more into natural herbs and just natural ways to help heal things. But I haven't found that yet. I think what I'm going to start doing is working out, because I gained a lot of weight in a year. Last year in March, I weighed 134, 40 pounds. Now I'm 175 pounds. So, me having PCOS might be a cause of why I gained weight and is holding weight the way that I am. But I do want to start working out to be able to give myself something to do physically to take my mind off of my mental, situations. Also, I want to start back meditating, because I feel like when you meditate, you become one with yourself. And when I'm dealing with this, like I said, I don't feel like myself, so I just want to be able to bring everything back and just keep it here. Normally I'm really happy. Like, and that be the funny thing. Like, when I feel like this, it's not like I'm sad. It's not like I'm sad. It's not like I'm upset. It's not like I'm, I just feel blah. Like, blah. Like that emoji of the line lip, line eyes, blank, that's just, that's me for 7 days out the month. And it's, it's okay. Things happen in life that sometimes you have to work around it. Well, not even really work around it, work through it. That's what I want to say. When things go on and the obstacles come, you can't give up, especially when it has to do with you, your body, your soul, your mind, your heart. You have to work through it. You have to push through it, and you have to remain positive through it all. And that's something that you'll always hear me say. Positivity is a really, really big thing for me. Yes, you guys, that is everything for right now. I will be back with another video, because I am doing some great things for my future right now, and I want to do that in another video. I'll probably do a video with me doing my makeup, because thanks to you on YouTube, I have learned the proper ways to apply my foundation, apply my contour. I've always known eyeshadow, but as far as the full face, everything. So now I want to do an updated video on how I do my full face now. So I have a video of my first full face makeup application. I will be coming back to you with my updated full face application of makeup within probably tomorrow. And it was really great talking to you guys. I really want to get back into making videos, because I do feel like that helped me a lot mentally. Thank you for watching my channel. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, comment down below if you're experiencing anything similar to what my experience was, or close to anything that that I may have described. If you have any questions, feel free to inbox me or put a comment. I will reply. Thank you guys once again. Love you. Have a good one.